Eliminators reporting. Captain, we've spotted a strange green haze on the horizon. I fear something is approaching. Perhaps an unknown enemy. I suggest that we move the troops and prepare for a fight. We await for you on the front line. Over and out.
Welcome to our latest battle report at Stormont. Today we join the Ultramarines as they prepare to face off against an unyielding foe. Will the Ultramarines be able to hold their ground and see off the latest threat? Keep watching to find out. And remember, move the troops! Starting off, we've got our Poxwalkers, and I believe we've got 14 Poxwalkers. We've got a Malignant Playcaster, who is also HQ. He's got Revoltingly Resilient. We have a Minfic Blight Hauler. We've brought Plague Surgeon because the first time I played him, I kept him so far back, scared he would get killed. Didn't actually get to use him, so today is the day. And we've got some Plague Marines.
Looking at the Ultramarine army, I am bringing a Primaris Librarian. He has got Might of Heroes and Psychic Fortress. He's not my Warlord. We then skip over to my Victrix Honor Guards. Then I'm bringing... Now this is the Imperium Captain, however I can't find him on Battle Scribe, so I'm having to proxy him. So the loadout is slightly different. So basically he's got a Mastercrafted Auto Bolt Rifle, a Mastercrafted Sword, and he's got a standard pistol. He is my Warlord. He's got Rites of Power, Rites of Battle. I've given him a relic, which is the Requirely of Virulence or something. And he's got an Iron Halo. Then we go on to my Chapter Champion. So he's a Kit Bash. I made him a while ago. Moving on to my Eliminators. I've upgraded them with... I've upgraded the Sergeant with the Las Fusil for 5 command point, 5 points, and then last but not least, my Judicia, I think his name is.
Start of movement phase, and we will be right back once we have moved the troops. End of movement phase. Poxwalkers have advanced forward because they've got their shooting ability. Everyone else has just moved their standard movement ranges and they're just going in the general forwards. We're keeping on this objective here with these guys, and then we're pushing forward here. End of movement phase. On to psychic phase. So we're out of range for smiting. My playcaster here is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on my Minfic Blight Hauler. So it's a walk charge of 6. Right. So on to shooting phase. So we'll start with a Minfic Blight Hauler, and we're going to start on a missile launcher crack missile. It's a heavy one, 48-inch range, and I'm going to go in on who's. Would you say I've got to go in on those, or can I go in on these?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll go in on those. So it's a heavy one, and it's a ballistic skill of 3. It goes off.
Nice.
Strength of that is 8. Toughness is
4.
So 2s and above to land. It lands. -2 armor piercing.
So they've got an invul save. So they've got +3 invul saves. Shrugs off.
And then we have a multi-motor, which is that's 24 inches. So I'm actually going to have to check the range on that one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Beat my model.
Good news is it was close enough to hit it, which means
It's
it's
not
in
like
range.
it's just out now.
I do apologise. So it's a heavy 2, ballistic skill of 3+. We've got a ballistic skill passed on of 3. Strength is 8. Toughness on these dudes is still 4, so 2s and above. It's a 2.
Nice.
-4 AP, but you've got the invul save.
Oh. What are we saying about that? Is that 2 cocked or is that 2?
It looks like a 2, but I'm happy to re-roll if you want to re-roll.
Goodbye.
1, even better. So that's D6 damage. 4. So that's 4 damage.
Well, I shall just make my way out of here.
He finally landed a shot. Long time coming. Plague Marines, I don't think they're going to be in range, to be fair. 24 inches. Nope, no one else is in range. That's the end of my shooting phase. On to charging phase. No, I can't charge. So that is the end of deathguard, turn 1.
Moving on to the Ultramarines, turn 1. We're going to go straight on to the Ultramarines movement phase, and we will be right back. So I have moved all of my guys basically forward. I've left the Justiciar on the objective. He's got objective secured because he's within 6 inches of my captain, so he gains that ability like troops do. Librarian, champion, and honor guard have moved forward. Snipers are still sat up here looking out. So then we move on to the psychic phase. First, I'm going to cast Psychic Fortress, which goes off on a 6. So that manifests. That basically is a +5 invul save to everybody within 6 inches of my librarian. I'm now going to cast Might of Heroes onto my eliminators. I've checked they hold the core keyword. That goes off on a 6. It manifests. So that gives them a +1 to their strength, toughness and attacks characteristics. I don't know if that applies to all of their profile or whether it's just their melee. It doesn't specify.
I'd say it's their...
It just says that model's strength.
I'd say it's their, you know, on the data sheet, their actual loadout. Yeah. So a weapon's strength, if it says user, it's increased, but if it's got a specific number, I'd say it isn't increased. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's how I would read it. Is that how you interpret?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Comments below.
Yeah, you guys let us know. So we go on to shooting. We start with the eliminators. They are going to fire into... Which is your HQ?
My HQ is right here.
The Psyker guy. Okay. We are going to select the execution round.
Of course. Well.
Each time a target is selected with this weapon, you can ignore the lookout sir rule. When resolving attacks made, add 1 to the hit rolls, and the target does not receive any benefit or cover. So, ballistic skill +2. That's a 1. Wait a minute. Within 6 inches of my captain, so I can re-roll that. 3. That's a 2. So that's a 2. Strength is 5, toughness is
5.
It's a 4. So it goes off.
Yep. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
If you get to add 1 to your
hit roll, yes.
that 2 becomes a 3 and it passed.
So 2 wounds then go through.
Yeah. So 1's gone through, so just do 1 more strength for your toughness.
So
that failed.
It failed anyway. Destiny then.
So 1's gone through. How many armor piercing did you say?
-1 AP, doing 1 damage.
So for a 3 becomes 4. 6 passed.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
So moving on to the sergeant, he has got a Las Vegas gun. We're within range.
Within range. Just in case people haven't seen, we are pretty close in this battle.
We are. Ballistic skill of that's a 2, so that goes off. Strength of that weapon is 8, toughness is 5, so 3s and above.
Yep.
It's a 2. And it fails. Right. Not going to cry. Captain Corrigan can't see anybody. He's been completely blocked by this. No. On to charging phase. And that's the end of the Ultramarines, turn 1.
On to deathguard, turn 2. And we'll be back just as soon as we've moved the troops.
So we are back.
We have finished our movement. The Minfit Blightwaller has scurried through this little path here and has dropped onto the second objective. We also need to roll, actually, don't we, to say which one's active for double points.
Oh yes,
from
yeah.
turn 2. We've given ourselves the points for turn 1, which was basically 1 point each. This one was still open, but it means we now both control and can move off of our objectives if we want to. Do you want me to do the roll for?
Yeah, it can do,
D3 to see which one. So objective 1 is now worth double points.
That's mine.
Of course it is.
Thank you.
So Plague Marines have formed a conga line. Come and do the conga. Doo, doo, doo. So they've basically seen the sniper's ability to shoot a gun. Oh, single file, reduce target. Talks about these. These guys have advanced forward again in the hopes that we can just get them forward. Bringing up the rear here, we have our Plague Surgeon and we have our Plague Caster as well, who have just done a normal move up, although now thinking about it, they could have just advanced because they've not really got much in the way of range. Oh well. Moving on to Psychic Phase, so we're still slightly too far out of range for Smiting and Curse of the Leper, so only option is Miasma of Pestilence. I'm going to try and cast it on the Blight Hauler again, and it's got a warp charge of 6.
Wait, have you moved forward? How close?
It failed.
Oh, okay.
That's the end of my Psychic Phase. On to Shooting Phase. Blight Hauler is going to be taken in the first shots. Let's just do some measurements. So 12-inch range onto him. I'd argue, would you say he's got cover? I'd say he's probably got benefit of cover.
His base is
His base has a clear line of sight, but he is half covered. So I'm happy to give him benefit of light cover if you're happy to have it.
Yeah, why not? I'm not going to say no.
And obviously, when I target these next, they're going to have benefit of light cover as well as your camo cloaks, aren't they?
Yes.
Bile Spurt is Assault D3. That's a 4. For the camera, which would be 2. So it's Ballistic Skill of 3 plus. Failed that one. So Strength of 6. Toughness of this dude is 4. So 3s and above. Fails. Oh, it's a Plague Weapon. Reroll a 1. And I got another 1.
You can re-roll a 1 into a 1.
Yeah. Then we shall move on, and I'm going to start targeting over here. So I'm going to use my missile launcher, Crack Missile. It's a heavy 1. So Ballistic Skill of 3. It's a 4. Strength is 8. Toughness on these
4.
So-
Ooh, 5.
5. So 3s and above. It's gone through. Armor piercing -2.
So they're, well, in light cover, so +1 to the armor saves, and then the camo cloak is another +1, so
they're normal saving.
normal. So their armor saving is 3. Shrugs off.
Okay. And we'll go with the multi-melter into those dudes again. So it's a heavy 2, ballistic skill of 3. 1 went through, 1 failed. Strength is 8, toughness was 5.
5.
So
No.
3s and above.
Yep. 5.
It was a 4, so it's gone through. Arm piercing -4, so this one is where it's a bit different.
So it's a 4 plus.
So if 2 brought you to 3, then your saving throw is 5.
We'll go with it. It's a 1.
Automatic fail anyway. Oh, you're lucky. Just out of half range. So it's a D6 damage. You ready with the camera? It's a 6. So that would be 1 deed.
He's like, how do I want to play? I don't want to play anyway.
It's too cold and it's wet. And my mum said we should be done by 10. Haven't really got anything else in range. So that would be the end of Deathguard turn 2.
On to Ultramarines turn 2. So my troops have been moved, and we go on to the psychic phase. So I'm going to first cast Smite into this thing.
Which thing?
This thing.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to deny.
What would you like to roll, sorry?
Here.
So it goes off on is it a 5?
5, yeah.
Okay, so that's 5. You've got to get higher than 5. Can he do it?
6, 7.
Yes, you do.
I do. So you're denied from that.
Okay, so I'm going to then cast Psychic Fortress. Goes off on a 6. Goes off. We go on to shooting phase. So my snipers have got no choice. I mean, they have. I can ignore them and snipe into them.
Can pick who they like, can't they?
They can.
Special ability right there, people.
Has he not got a wound on him? Did I not wound him last time?
No, I shrugged it.
Oh. That's disappointing.
For you, not for me.
Well,
for me, I'm so proud.
So execution around into your HQ. It goes off on a 2+. That's a 6. It goes off. Strength of that is 5. Toughness is 5.
Have you still got the extra buff ability, or is that all gone?
That was on. Yeah, no, not on them. So that's a 4+.
Yep. So 5 and 5, 4.
Yep. So that's
landed.
minus 1 AP.
So saving throw becomes 4. Ah, I took it.
Takes 1 damage.
Okay. So I have revoltingly resilient. So on a 5+, it shrugged off. I took it. So 3 wounds left.
I also just realised that I didn't use my combat doctrine. So the first turn, it was it would have been an extra minus AP to the heavy weapons. I don't think it would have made any difference.
I don't think it would have, but as it goes, if you forget to use it,
that's it.
Use it.
Captain is going to, Sergeant is going to fire in with his Las Vegas into this dude.
Okay.
So it goes off on a 2+. That's a 5.
So it lands.
Strength is 8. Toughness is.
This is 7.
So 3s and above. That's a 1.
Ooh, do you want to command reroll it?
Yes. It goes off. Minus 3 AP.
Oh, I have a 5+ invulnerable save. That did not help.
It's 3 damage, but disgustingly resilient reduces down to 2.
2 damage. So that's. We're going to go from 9 down to 7.
GDC's got 18-inch range. So I'm firing in. Now it does look like he's firing through the squad, but he's aiming at this little shin bit here, which is not being obscured by any other Ultramarines.
Okay, if that's how you want to play it.
It goes off on a 3+. That's a 6. The strength of that is 5, toughness 7, so it wounds on 5s, and that's a 5. That is minus 1 AP.
So 4+ to shrug off. I'm not doing so well with these saving throws. How many damage?
That is 2 damage.
Down to 1.
Reduced down to 1, yeah.
So 6 wounds left on him.
Champion, I think champion is more than 6 inches. Yeah, just. Also slightly moved him as well. Ooh. So, next librarian is going to fire his pistol. Goes off on a 3+. Can reroll because of my captain. That's a 6. Strength is 4, toughness is 7, so wounding on 5s. That's a 5. No armor piercing, doing 1 damage.
So 3+ shrug off. 6 finally.
Next, the captain is going to fire into this guy again. Goes off on a 2+. Can't reroll 1s because he doesn't hold the core keyword. Strength of that is 4, toughness is 7, so 5s to wound. 1 goes through at minus. Hang on 1 second. Minus 1 AP.
Taking it.
2 damage down to 1. Please.
So he's down to 5 wounds left.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Good.
So shot, throw a grenade. I don't think my champion has any... Oh no, he's out of range. Librarian has shot his pistol. Okay. So we're going to move on to charging phase, and my Victrix Honor Guard, whatever his name is going to charge into your Miniflick thing. Would you like to take a Overwatch?
Yes, but...
So you're taking Overwatch?
Yes, so I'm going to take Overwatch with my Blight Hauler, so I'll spend my command point. So start with this Biosphere, which is an Assault D3. One shot. So it needs to be on a 6. Ah, got a 6. It's strength of 6, toughness is
4.
So 3s and above. Got a 3. It's armor piercing -1.
Shrugs off on a 3.
Takes it.
Takes it. Oof.
How many rings do they have?
How many damage does it do?
Just 1 damage.
Oh, okay. So he's down to 2.
Going to use my crack missile. So it's a heavy one. And then the multi-melter heavy 2. Yes. One's landed strength 8, toughness
4.
So lands on a 2.
2.
That was a 3. Do you want me to re-roll?
No, I saw.
Okay. So 3, so it went through. Arm piercing -4, so he uses an
Invul save. And it
Did a
fails.
one, and it's a D6 +2 because it's within half range.
Yeah.
So he's dead. So I guess he won't be charging.
Not with him, no. So he's going to charge him first. Just 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Every time I forget. Oh, I failed. 3 inches. Wow.
Look at the dice, my friend. Look at the dice.
Command reroll, haven't I? Or was that turn 1?
Turn 1.
I'm going to command reroll. And I apologise if I've messed that up, and I've already done a reroll. So he's in 4, 5, 6.
Just in.
Captain is going to take a charge in. He needs an 8. That's a 5. He fails. And my librarian is going to take a charge in. He fails as well. Alright. No, you'd end up behind him. That's not right. So we've got one guy in the game. So we go on to the fight phase. So 5 attacks plus shock assault plus champion's blade. So I'm gonna use the champion blade first. So weapon skill of +2, 2+. It goes off. Strength of that weapon is 4. Toughness is
5?
5.
No, 7.
7. So hit wounded on 5, so that fails. Okay. So the rest are going to go in my mastercrafted power sword. So ballistic skills of 2. They'll go through. Strength is 5, toughness doesn't matter, so 5's to wound. So we've got 1, 2, 3 that go through.
And the armor pierce.
-3 AP.
So invulnerable, so say you were 5. None. Any damage?
2 damage each.
So that's 1 damage each. So that's 3. So I've got 2 wounds left.
2 wounds left.
Luckily, he doesn't degrade. Okay, so is it my go to retaliate?
You get to numb him, yes.
I've got 4 attacks. Let's see if we can chew him up and spit him back at you. So retaliating, I've got 4 attacks. I'm using my Gnashing Maw. 3 pluses. 2 in, 2 out. Strength of that is user, which is 6. Toughness is 4.
4, yes.
So 3s and above. Plague weapon. Right, so those both went through. -2 armor piercing.
So saving on 4s, took both. So
It's 1 damage each.
1 damage each. 2 wounds. That it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks to me like the Ultramarines have finished their second turn.
Yeah, shall we do points?
Yes, we shall do points.
So I get a point here.
Yep.
Has he got objective secure?
I don't think so.
You
So
said
you've
one
got-
of them now, didn't you?
Yeah, so anybody within 6 inches of my captain, let me just double check actually. Anybody 6 inches from my warlord has got objective secure. So yes. There is the video proof. So that is okay.
I think you've got it.
And we are back.
After a little conflab.
And a cup of coffee.
And a cup of coffee. The Blight Hauler doesn't have objective secured, so because of this ability here, that means you get the point for that.
Yeah.
Along with your double points over there, so you've got 3 points. And I scored 1 point. So we've amended the scores, which is 5 to Idiot Face over there, modified for YouTube, and 3 to me. On to deathguard turn 3, and we will be right back once we have moved the troops.
So let's see which objective gets the double points. Number 2, which is here.
Oh, it's all to play for now.
Let's fight.
That's the end of my movement phase, so I've stayed in combat against my better judgment. Poxwalkers are closing in quite nicely here. My Plague Surgeon and my Caster have come up here, and my Plague Marines are moving in to try and also come into combat. Next part is at the end of my movement phase, he can revive an infantry unit. It gets D3. There's no point rolling because he gets D3 up to the maximum wounds and there's only 1 missing, so that just goes back to full thing. So that's the end of my movement phase. On to shooting phase. We're locked in combat, so this can't shoot this time.
Mm-hmm.
However, actually I can bile spec, can't I? So it's assault D3. It's 2. Right, it's 3 but becomes 2. Ballistic skill of 3. Six. Strength is 6. Toughness is 4 down to 3 because of my aura ability. So it's 2s to wound. Okay, it's -1 AP. It's a 2.
He takes the wound.
Takes the wound. So it's down to 1 wound left.
Oof.
Nice. Is it psychic before shoot?
Yeah.
Right, forgot to psych, so that's my bad. By now I should know better, so that's because I just got too excited. Upsetting, but it happens a bit too often for my liking.
Maybe I'll print you off one of these little prompt sheets that I have at the side of me, because I'd normally skip the psychic phase in favour for shooting.
So my playcaster's not got a pistol, but I've got a 6-inch range. I can't throw into him, can I?
No, you also can't shoot through your models.
I could throw over though, can't I? That's fine, there's like many ranges anyway. And this one is definitely within my 24, but not within 12. 5 shots, ballistic skill of 3. Only 2 went through. Strength is 4, toughness is 4, so 4 and above. 2 went through. No armor piercing.
5 and a 2.
Did the 2 take it?
Shrug 1, took 1.
Shrug 1, took 1.
Down to 4 health. 4 wounds rather, not 4 health.
So we're going to try and charge in with the pox into here then.
Okay.
So we're going to try and overcharge so we can run round, just so that we're A, here, and B, surrounded. 7 inches, so we're definitely able to get round. 7. So I'm going to try and get my Plague Marines in.
Okay.
So I need more than a 7. I've got 2 Perils of the Charge.
Perils of the Charge.
Playcaster's going to try and get in. He's in.
He's in.
So we will go on to fighting. Oh, I've got a character now, so you can fight first.
Okay. Would you like me to? Is that okay?
Yeah. It's not whether it's okay with me. It's your ability, isn't it?
For those that are watching, just let us know, because the rules aren't very clear with him. So, he's going to, first of all, the extra attack is the Champion's Blade, so I'm just going to roll that.
Who are you fighting? He's targeting
your character, because obviously it kind of makes sense. So that's a 6. Strength is 4, toughness is 5, I think.
Yeah.
Failed.
Nice.
Other attacks coming through. Mastercrafted power sword goes off on a 2+. Strength is 5, toughness is 5, so wounding on 2s. Wounding on 4, sorry. 2s, I don't know where I got that from.
Nice try.
Failed. So it's 3 attack that go through. I can re-roll those 2. So superlative duelist. When resolving attacks made by a melee weapon, you can re-roll the hit rolls and you can re-roll the wound rolls. Oh, that doesn't matter. There we go. So 4 go through. So I'm in my 3rd doctrine, so it's -3 AP.
So I need 6s to shrug. Revoltingly resilient. So on a 5 or a 6 I shrug. Well, that's disappeared into the 5 and a 6, so that's a 5.
At least 2 shrugged off.
2 shrugged off, 2 taken.
Taken 2.
So we're down to 2 damage left. Okay, so I now get to do my fighting, yes?
You do indeed.
I'm going to start by attacking with my poxwalkers. I feel the humiliation should be there.
They're going to slap him to death.
They're going to bite him.
Going to bite his ankles.
I
do feel that this is a bit of a mistake on my part. But, in my defence, I also wanted these 2 guys in there. And maybe even this guy in there too. It might have cost the game.
28 attacks.
So don't forget you have to subtract from the hit roll.
Okay.
Subtract 1 from the hit roll.
That's fine. I'm using my 1 command point to use Mutant Stain. So on the hit roll, an unmodified roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound to you, and an unmodified hit roll of 1 inflicts 1 mortal wound to my pox. Now, the good news for you is that my weapon skill's pretty poor, and my strength and toughness is pretty poor. So my weapon skill on my pox is 4+.
It's a 5.
So it's now 5. So I'm looking for 5s and 6s.
And when do you get your mortal wounds?
Now.
Okay.
So any 6s, mortal wounds to you. Any 1s, mortal wounds to me.
Come on, those balls. Oh.
There's a 6.
So there's another 6.
Well, he's dead. There's only got 1 wound.
Okay, and there's
1
do you still take the 1s?
2 6s. I still take the 1s, yeah. 1, 2.
That's it.
Only 2. Oh,
Yeah.
look, 2 each. So 2 of mine are dead. Now we can consolidate 3 inches towards the closest enemy unit. So, okay. So that was end of deathguard turn 3.
Start of Ultramarines, turn 3.
For the Emperor, it is time to move the troops.
Move the troops.
Even though I don't have that many left.
Ready.
So we've moved basically the Judicia forward, and I've moved these like an inch forward for comic effect. And these guys have stayed up here. We're going to go on to Psychic phase, and we are going to Smite. And we're going to Smite into your Psychic guy.
Okay.
You're going to deny?
Yes.
5 goes off.
6.
6.
Denied.
Going to go with Might of Heroes on my captain.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Goes off. End of Psychic phase and going on to Shooting phase. So we're going to target with my Eliminators the Hyperfang round, which has got a blast keyword. How many is in there?
12.
So they've got D3. So it's 3 damage, minimum of 3 damage regardless of what I do. So it goes off on 3s.
Nice.
So 1's gone through. Strength is 5.
Toughness was 4, so 3 and above.
For purposes of people watching, we messed up the other one, but Goes off on a 6.
So it went through.
One wound. No AP, doing 1 damage.
Alright, I'll take it. One's died.
The next shot is the Las Vegas, and he's going to fire into the pox walker. I'm going to target him.
That's better.
You're quite right. So this goes off on a 2. So 3. Strength is 8. Toughness is
7.
7. So 3s and above. It's a 5. Minus 3 AP.
Okay, it has got an invulnerable save, and it's a 5+.
Yes, we do. Okay. Let's move on to my librarian because he's got a pistol. Actually, he's going to throw a grenade.
Because of the blast thing.
Actually, he's not got a grenade. He's got a pistol. So we're just going to fire the pistol. Goes off on a 3+, that's a 6. It wounds on a 4 because strength 4.
Toughness 4, yeah.
Plus 4. So wounds. And it's minus 1 AP, doesn't matter, doing 1 damage into your pocketwalkers.
Takes it.
Nice.
Splat.
Then we are going to fire the captain's auto rifle thing
Into what?
into the poxwalkers. It makes sense, they're right in front of it. So they all go off. Strength is 4, toughness is 4, so 4s and above. So 2 go through, minus 1 AP. No, minus no AP, sorry.
Trudge 1 took 1.
Judicia has got a grenade, so he's going to fire. I'm going to do frag grenade. I'm going to risk it. D6, 4. It's not as effective.
Although with those, it's perfect to use the weaker ones because they're not very strong.
The strength is only 3 on a grenade.
So it will need
It's
5s.
still 5s and above. So going off on 3s. Reroll that because captain is a 1 anyway. That's a 2. So 2 go through. Strength is 3. Toughness is 4. So wounding on 5s. And 1 goes through.
Any arm person?
Doesn't matter.
No, 6.
So it's 1 damage.
Splat.
Onto charging phase. So I'm going to charge into that. So we'll go with the guy at the back, Judicia first. 6 inches.
He's in. The other 2 are literally an inch away, so double ones will get you in, so just get the go in.
This kind of will be in your fight phase, I suppose, but obviously 3 inches, they have the temporous thing, so they won't be able to attack. No, how does that work? So they're
always going to eat every turn. He fights first.
This unit is not eligible to fight in this phase until after all eligible units from my army have fought.
Okay.
I don't really like that ability. I think it's silly. But
Well, it'll work better on your next turn than this one because you fight first anyway.
yeah,
But
true.
on the next turn, you would have to fight second, and now you'll fight first.
We'll go with that. So we'll start with Mr. Time Lord. No, his name is Cloud, by the way. He's got a Buster Sword.
Klaus.
Cloud, got a Buster Sword.
Okay. Klaus.
Cloud is a character from Final Fantasy VII.
Ah. Okay.
So, Shock Assault. So, wounding on 2 pluses. Rerolling 1s because of my captain. Go through. Strength of that is 1 second. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7.
Toughness is 4.
So 3s and above. Three go through. Minus 3 AP. Minus 4 AP actually.
3 dead.
Any 6s? No. Moving on to my captain.
1 second. Can you just wait a sec? Back in focus. So if you say moving on.
Moving on, so my captain. So I've just scrolled up to his profile and completely forgotten he's got a relic that basically adds 1 characteristic to any models within 6 inches. So we'll just ignore that for him because it's my fault, but we'll add it on for him when we get to him in a second. So captain's going to attack, and he has got 5 base attacks plus 1 shock assault. Ballistic skill plus 2. Ooh, that's not very good. 2 ones gone.
Good.
Strength of that is 5, toughness is 4, so wounding on 3s. So 3 go through.
Any armed person?
-3.
Doesn't actually matter. All go through. That's 3 splats.
They are 2 damage each, but
Doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't
3
matter.
splats.
3 splats.
3 splats. You get in there. You get in there.
Yeah.
But like we said, you weren't going to clear them all.
No. Moving on to my librarian, who has now got 5 attacks as a base.
Oh, maybe you will clear a load then.
And actually, my captain has got an extra attack because of this Might of Heroes.
Okay. Do you want to do that one then?
And yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Are you still on your attack phase?
Going off on a 2. Strength of that is 5, toughness is 4, so wounding on 3s, and it wounds. -3 AP, doesn't matter. Dead.
Another one dead. So there's only one standing. Okay, and we're going to stop there.
So the librarian has got an extra attack because of the aura of my captain. So he's got a base attack of 5 from 4 and +1 for shock assault. He's got a 4 sword. This goes off on a 3+, re-rolling any 1s because of my lovely captain. Wounding on 3s. And that's 3 that I've gone through.
Shrugged 1, took 2. He did. So you would have cleared them.
Yes, consolidating 3 inches to the closest enemy. And that is the end of the Ultramarines, turn 3.
Shall we do points?
We shall do points.
Okay, so over here we have 1 point to me for that one. Our current active.
So that's mine. He's within 3 inches. Objective secure.
So we've got a point here. Joe snuck in, and it's because of this objective secured from his warlord trait. He's within 3 inches, so he's actually taken that off me for double points.
He's within 3 inches, but yeah.
And then Joe's final one over here. So that would mean that Joe, even if I could take this one back and one of these get the double points, Joe will still outdo me and win. So Joe wins.
What would have been the turning point, really, is if we chose secondary objectives. That would have helped, like slay the warlord, I think, but we sort of forgot. We always forget.
Yeah.
Do that.
So secondary objectives, which we just get too excited to get into war and forget to allocate them. So we tend to fall back on slay the warlord, but I don't think either of us would have actually slain a warlord, would we?
Possibly.
Well, no, we haven't.
No, sorry, but we could have done. So if we got another turn.
It would have, and it would have changed our tactics a bit, because I wouldn't have put mine in as much harm's way.
If you would have killed these, or at least killed him, taken out the objective secure ability for him because he's got the 16th aura, then you would get that. You would then get a point for. So you would actually win if we played with secondary objectives. You could still win.
But you could also take out mine.
Absolutely.
So I think we'd still be in the same position, to be honest. So it was a good game, but I think my biggest fallback was that these troops here, I just did not use them properly. So I should have advanced them early so that we could get them on. And Joe pointed out that he thought I was going to bring all my pox around to take that objective, which after he pointed it out, I realised would have been a good idea had I got my troops up and onto it, so that the objective secured wouldn't have been a thing.
I mentioned about keeping this guy back. Yeah. Keeping this guy back, keeping your plague healer guy apothecary
Yeah.
with your marines as well.
I think the problem is that when I play him back, he's too far out of range to psych and is basically useless. When I do play him up front, he gets killed, which is why the plague surgeon being with him was quite helpful because I was able to pull back some wounds.
Maybe
and that was my first time getting to use my plague surgeon properly, so that was quite an interesting.
Maybe next time have these guys in front and these two guys behind.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what I tend to do with my apothecary.
So really, it all comes down to battle tactics, and I am not as apt as Joe at planning these things out. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the shorter video of a 500-point game. And like, subscribe, comment in the comments below if we made any mistakes. As we keep telling people, we are learning, so the feedback is appreciated.
And move the troops.
Move the troops.